policy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions? No? Thank you very much for your submission. Very, very well put. Okay, Jack is not here, so we'll go straight on to Brett, please. Good morning.
Marina, Your Worship, Mayor Phil, councillors, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. When I spoke to you in October last year, I asked for the council to consider becoming a cornerstone supporter for our new exhibition hall that will be built to display two of our country's iconic aircraft, the P3 Orion and the C-130 Hercules, being retired after close to 60 years of service. Today I'm asking the council to consider committing to contributing $5 million towards this project, noting this money is not required in the next 2 financial years. Now, the museum is one of Otatahi's top attractions. Globally, we have received the TripAdvisor Traveller's Choice Award, putting us in the top 10% of attractions in the world. We are a museum of national significance, we are free to visit, and we are an attraction that the council and the ratepayer does not have to put a cent into in terms of our operating. As you're aware, we also host events, having hosted close to 1,200 since 2013. These bring a huge economic benefit to our city. Just 2 of the events that we hosted, for example, in April last month. One was a national car rally, one was our P3 Orion Open Days. Our modelling based on MB data showed that these brought close to $595,000 in economic benefit to the city just in a month alone. The other events that we host in partnership with your events venues Otatahi bring between $1 and $3 million every year in terms of economic benefit to our city. Once the new exhibition hall is built, the economic benefit will be far greater. We know the aircraft will be popular. In the past 12 months, we've had 190,000 people visit our museum at levels we've never seen before. Our expectation, and this is based on the interest we've had so far, including unprecedented national coverage and the significant increase in our visitation, plus the overwhelming response to our open days, is that we will see an increase of expectations around about 10% additional visitation from outside the region. Even if that expectation was only 5%, half of what we're expecting, the economic benefit to the city would still be, based on MB data, $3.56 million per year to the city. Additionally, the museum, through the Defence Force, pays currently just over $371,000 per year in rates to the council. This will increase to over $500,000 once the exhibition hall is built. Total build cost, approximately currently sitting at $17.54 million. We expect that this will be closer to $20 million by the time construction starts, and that will the start date dependent on us raising the funds. The majority of that spend will be spent here in our region, so the benefits will be coming back to Otatahi. There are no ongoing costs for the council. This is a one-off contribution that will continue to pay back for decades to come. Your cornerstone commitment, though, most importantly, will help us approach other corporate partners to raise the additional funds with the reassurance that the city is behind us. We intend to start campaigning in urgency within the coming year. Now, Otatahi Christchurch is the birthplace of our Air Force due to the foresight of one of our previous mayors, Sir Henry Wigram, and we are very much part of the fabric of the city of our city. Now, the 2 aircraft we are getting are iconic, but the Hercules in particular holds a special place for us. We pride ourselves as an Antarctic gateway, and the airframe we're getting, Hercules 01, was the very first RNZ of Hercules to fly to Antarctica in December of 1965, and the Hercules have continued to fly to the ice from Christchurch ever since in support of our Antarctic programs. Additionally, it was also the Hercules that brought the very first search and rescue teams to our city following our earthquakes. So in summary, we ask very little of the council, yet we give back hugely to our city, and we just want to be giving back more. The increased economic benefit of this build will be in the millions. While we ask for your commitment now, we don't require any funding within the next 2 years. There are no ongoing costs for the council going forward. The annual rates contribution will increase to over $500,000, and the construction costs will benefit our city. Your contribution would pay back for decades, and we need your help. Open to any questions, and thank you so much for your time. Kia ora.
Yep, Sarah, please.
Thanks so much. I'm a big fan of the Hercules, having travelled back from Antarctica on one. So
I'm ex-Hercules pilot, so I am biased.
but I'm just wondering, like these aircraft have been, well, they are older. They have been designed to be outside vehicles.
Yep.
So apart from the attraction nature of it, what is the hurry in having them in an indoors space for display rather than being outdoors?
Musicologically, they will deteriorate. The RAAF Museum in Point Cook was given one of their first Hercules, now having to scrap it because of the rust, etc., that has gone into it from being outdoors. Although they are outdoors, they have a team of 30 plus maintenance personnel that bring them indoors, climb over them. Every 5 years they go to Woodburn, are totally stripped down, totally repainted and gone through. We can't do that as a museum and won't have the funding to do that. To preserve them inside, the cost would be, is the right thing from a museological aspect to do. So that's why we want to put them inside. Also, the wow factor of having them inside, when you go in for those that saw the Orion, even though I'm Hercs, I quite like it, which is, please don't share that. And it will be an incredible place, and we'll be able to hold events there as well.
Sam, please, lastly.
Hey, thank you for coming in and for all the work you do. So just so I'm really clear, the additional rates, because what I'm thinking, what you've said, if I understand it, is that effectively once you've built this, the city doesn't have to contribute to the maintenance or anything like that.
No.
The government will. But by building it, there's likely to be a couple of $100,000 more in rates each year.
Yeah, absolutely. So the rate's currently 371. I estimate that it'll be 530. Now that's not taking into account any increases in rates, of course. But yeah,
$1 million.
We can help you.
Yeah. So I mean, what would be good? I wonder if we get a bit of advice on, because effectively that's additional rating income, whether we could look at some kind of loan that offset by that additional rating income. If it might tick a few purposes and effectively be rates neutral. So I'd quite like a bit of advice on that.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Brett. I always enjoy your presentations.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will now have a break until 11:20 when we've got the Christmas Parade Trust in front of us. Thank you.